friends. This is your Pan-African show called Afreeqa with your host, Seifu. Today, we bring you a guest that's quite an interesting guest that has taken a lot of different directions to get to where he has. I will allow him to introduce himself. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Your name?
My name? My name is Ethio-Centric Abraham Dechase. Born in Ethiopia, in Hollanda, south of Ethiopia.
Lovely.
And born and when I was 9-10 years old, I moved to with my parents to Holland.
Okay.
And I grew up there, just a basic life, because everybody lives to Europe because they are looking for a better life or for everything. So that's the reason also that we moved to Holland. We moved. I have one brother. I have my mother and a dad. They are also living in Holland. So everything what we had in a childhood, except till my 9th year, I was always in Hollanda, and then I moved to Holland. Yeah.
So you moved straight from Hollanda to Holland?
Yeah.
I didn't live. So you never really lived in Addis?
No, I didn't live. Yeah, just a few months, but that's it. Yeah, but not like temporarily. Yeah.
You got introduced to Addis in your adult stages.
Yeah, exactly. We came also every school break or for summer camps or so. We came to Ethiopia just for vacations, to visit my family and all. So I had, of course, I had to come here because of my families and all. So every summer, I came here for a few weeks and I go back again. Yeah.
So you've always been.
Yes. I've been always coming back here. Yeah.
So you went to high school there, and then you went into college. So what did you graduate in?
I study sport and physiotherapy. Very funny, actually. I always come to Ethiopia to see what can I do in Ethiopia with the sport or with the physiotherapy things. I was always looking, okay, what should I do here? Because my always dream also to come back to home. That was the reason I set up sport education and all to be a part of the Ethiopia. Yeah.
But interestingly, you became a part of your country in a whole other way.
Yes.
So we can start the question. So tell us about Dechase.
Dechase, yes. When I was in the 3rd year of uni physiotherapy study, I had a opportunity to come here to work with the Ethiopian runners, Olympic runners. I came here to work with the track and field, the long distance runners. So I stayed here 3 months in Addis at the raining season. So I always wearing actually a sport sneaker, footwear. One day on Saturday afternoon, I went to a barber, and that guy he was wearing a leather boot, and he was the way he styled it. I was like, whoa, this is amazing shoes, looks good. Where did you get it? That was the first question. And he was like, oh yeah, it's a simple product you can buy in this shop, and he pointed me. So I went there and I bought one pair, and I was wearing it. I loved it because of simplicity of the product, and I was wearing it. And 3 months later, I went back to Amsterdam. At that moment, I didn't do anything because I only liked the shoes. So I bought it and I was wearing the shoes. So 4 months later, I went back to Amsterdam, and a good friend of mine, I didn't tell him, so he asked me the first question. It's like, hey, nice shoes. The same reaction what I had at the guy. And he said, hey, nice shoes. What is it? He's like, no, it is African shoes, and you can get it here. So if you want, I can get it. So he said, totally, he wanted as soon as possible. So I called a friend of mine here from Addis, and he arranged a few pairs, and he sent it with someone who's going to Amsterdam. So I gave it to him, and he was also wearing it, and he went to the work, and his friends and everybody was asking, hey, nice shoes, nice shoes, nice shoes. So that is actually how I started the idea, and having the idea okay, what can I do with this product? So that is the first move of doing something with simple product from Ethiopia, located, sourced here in Ethiopia. To get it in Holland, in a small group of people, and that is the idea I started to do more.
That's how you went from
Yeah.
physiotherapist
Yeah.
to shoes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So you really were never into, were you into fashion and shoes, or this is what got your interest?
Yeah,
triggered your interest?
Yeah, I always aware of fashion was happening in global. Of course, in the footwear, I'm very picky in terms of what I'm wearing, and the shoes also, especially shoes. I'm wearing Timberlands, Clarks, and the Dr. Martens, and all the boots, the most known brand in the world, and also other brands. So from that perspective, I was like, okay, maybe I can do something, because I see a gap. I see also no other brands who was doing in Africa. So that's how I started to having an idea to do it, and locally made shoes, and selling it in abroad, especially in a small Amsterdam city. And I was looking also there, and also on Google, of course, you can find a lot. Looking made in Africa product. I don't see it. There is some, of course, but it's not like, on the level that I'm thinking to have the same product level and the branding and everything. So that was the idea to have, okay, like mid-high segment, nice made high-end product made in Africa, especially in Ethiopia, and to have it a worldwide brand.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
When you decided actually manufacture and start exporting shoes from Ethiopia, I would like to ask the journey.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you decided, your friends like the shoes. Then from there, how did you get to, okay, I'm going to start doing my own shoes the way I like shoes.
Yeah.
How did you get to that stage?
At that moment when I had the idea to do this product, I don't have any experience in the shoe business of any design and everything. At that moment I was like, okay, how should I do it? Okay, is it possible in Ethiopia? And everything. There was a lot of questions. I didn't know anything about industry in Ethiopia at that moment. I came only on vacations, having fun and going back. Right. That's it, actually. And that was 2015, actually. And 2016, beginning of 2016, and a friend of mine, she opened a store, a ladies' boutique in Amsterdam. And they asked me, hey, I'm opening a store, but we don't have a footwear, so maybe we can do something. At that moment, as I told you, I don't have any experience in this world, and I was like, okay, first of all, I have to see if it's possible and everything, and then I will come back to you if you can do the business. So I do a lot of research. I called Holland Embassy and everybody who was in this network, and to ask, hey, is there any footwear factory in Ethiopia so I can produce my designs and products. It's a simple product actually, but it have to be the high standard exactly. Kind of thing. So I came here, and the first production I ordered like around 200 or something, and
with who?
With Ambessa Manufacturing, Ambessa Shoe Manufacturing, and they said they was of course happy to have us because for export market, and at that moment, as I told you, I didn't do any experience in the shoes. The first time when I was in the factory, I was like, whoa, what is going on here? A lot of things happening in the factory. I was like, whoa, okay. So I have one product, one design, simple product, and this is it. This is the quantity, and this is the logo. Can you make it? And of course, the factory said, of course we can make it. And they were able to produce around 200 pairs in 3 weeks. I came back to do that also because I didn't do any marketing research or so. Just I came here, taking the risk, and then straight to the factory, produce the quantities, and they were able to produce the amount, and after 3 weeks they finished it and they ship it out to Amsterdam. And Amsterdam, of course, I have to go to airport, picking up and warehousing, and bring it to the store, and everybody loved it, and the store was loved it. Within 1 month, everything was sold out because of the concept of made in Ethiopia.
The whole idea in itself was sellable.
Exactly. So
and the standard of the shoes was good too.
At that moment, not at the same thing that I does at this moment, but it's totally because I didn't know how to check all the criteria. But I did something. Just let's see and let's figure out. There is a lot of problems: finishing problems, stitching problem, glues, and so much problems. But from that moment, okay, I'm gonna do a better one, and next one is gonna be better. Next one is gonna be better. With that concept, I started, and the store actually gave me motivation, to do this business. Actually, Otherwise, if that store didn't ask, I don't know where we'll be at this moment.
So that's good to know. So Ambassa is the one. So you started in 2016.
2016, 2015, And
so since then, they've been producing your shoes.
Because of the issues that I'm facing, they do amazing jobs, of course, but I had a lot of issues, quality issues. So I had to switch to other factory. So I went to Peacock, also a few factories. So all the places that they were better than the other one, but still I'm facing problems. So my vision, I'm like, okay, it have to be perfect, it have to be good, it have to be the same standard that we used in Europe. But I was learning at that moment also. It's quite difficult to produce here because Ethiopia is just starting the industry business here. So that was totally different than what we used actually to get it from Europe or other China or Portugal of Italian brands. So, but the concept is amazing, made in Ethiopia. That was the trigger point, to give people, customers, buyers, like, whoa, shoes from Africa. I love it. That is
I love the fact that they're rugged too. That's actually one of my favorite parts of it. So what is the difference between doing business in Ethiopia and in Amsterdam?
Actually, in general, doing business worldwide is all the same, but every country have own cultural business rules or ways. But in Holland is more structure and more, you know what you have, you know what you want, and
and you know what you get.
What you get, of course, So in Ethiopia is like more, you have to be, there is more focus and it's not well organized and things. Of course, some of them yes, but some of them not. So that was also challenging because I didn't do anything before that. I didn't have any experience. But to have that same mind what we have in Europe and to bring it here, that was a bit challenging. But the differences is only the structure way and how do you say it? Well organized business and that network. This big network there also, especially in the target product sector.
It's different.
It's different.
I feel like you have to be more creative.
Creative, yes, exactly.
To be a business-minded person in Ethiopia, because, like you said, coming from abroad, things are done completely differently. And unless you're open to those differences and be able to maneuver, and I feel like it's for me. It's better this way in some ways because it makes you think okay, what else should I do in order to make this happen?
Exactly,
But in Europe, you're given, okay, here's this. You do that and you're cool. You're fine.
Exactly, everything is written, you're working with the contract, and this also, how do you say it, well organized and networking and everything is settled there.
Africa is interesting in that way.
Definitely, yes.
And I think a lot of people love the fact that it is that way. Now, when you come to business, it's different. You know, you would like to give in something and get out something.
Yes, exactly.
But when it comes to living, I think this is much more interesting and fun and makes you think creatively.
Yes, exactly.
I should say.
Yes, definitely, yeah.
So, do you have any interest in spreading in the rest of Africa?
Most definitely, because Africa is big, and the continent is the mother Africa, of course. I'm definitely. We have a lot of plans to spread, of course, the rest of Africa. Yes.
Your headquarters is in Amsterdam,
yes,
correct?
Yeah.
Do you think you'd be, at some point, have one in Addis or in Ethiopia?
Yeah, at some point, yes, we have to, because everything started here. Everything is here. I'm from Ethiopia, so we are thinking, how we gonna settle this this concept to have it also in Addis. Yes, we have a lot of plans in the future. Yes.
What are the value differences between producing in Ethiopia and selling in Amsterdam?
The concept, best selling point is made in Africa is the thing that we pushing forward, because as I told you, there is no product from Africa. Of course, there Africa, but especially in Ethiopia, we don't see a product well made with higher segment of a product and concept and branding. We don't see this kind of level of product. So that's our target group, and the people, same-minded people who understand this kind of branding and the concept. That's our target group. Yes.
How do you come up with your different styles or designs?
Till now, the all concept and all branding and the models that we have, I came up with the idea because because I like the product. I was like, okay, what kind of shoes do I like to make? So with that mind, I started to scratch. I'm not scratching, but I have in the team we have guys who can scratch. So I gave him the idea, and he made the concept, and then from that point we can move forward. And also the name what we gave on our product is also inspired on different areas, different names in Ethiopia. And as example, this product is one of the best recently made product. We call it Konso. Konso is which is in southern Ethiopia. The ground and the sand is more orangish, so that's why we gave this name as a concept name, as a product name, and that's the idea, to give a product from Ethiopia, and also the name inspired in a different way in Ethiopia. And also this one is Guzo, the journey. A lot of people are walking a lot here in Ethiopia, especially outside of the cities. That's the concept also. And the other one is Boto, which is a place in south, a village from my grandpa. Yeah.
That's nice. What kind of advice would you give Ethiopian shoemakers to do better, to aspire better? Because I'm sure now that you are in the shoe industry, you've walked around Addis, you've seen most of the shoes that are produced here. So I think it would be nice to hear what you have to say about what we are selling and what we could be doing better.
The local customers of the consumers here in Ethiopia, the most is because of the, of course, economical situation. They are buying locals, of course, but the factories of the brands here, they are making for that concept targeted, which is on the price level and also on the quality level. So with that saying, what I can give advice, the quality is that's the most challenging here in Ethiopia. The quality, the finishing is very challenging here, because especially in the leather section, because a lot of cattle, a lot of cows here are at the farmers. They are hidden by, and it's like, yeah. It's very
so it
sad.
goes back to
At the end of the product, you can see that kind of problems, because you see a lot of scars and scratches and visible defects and so and all. So that is also not good for manufacturing, because a lot of defects and looseness also. That is the challenging part. It's only the quality issue. Yeah, that's the only advice that I can give, is like quality, focus on the quality. Yeah.
So do you, by any chance, do workshops to improve the shoe industry in general, outside of your business? No,
at this moment we didn't, but in the future we're going to bring experts here to teach them and how we can make a better product as we want.
In the context of fashion sense, what are the major differences between Amsterdam and Addis?
Amsterdam or Holland or Europe is like, of course, is worldwide inspired, and it's totally different than in Ethiopia. Ethiopia is more, what I see, is more cultural, and Europe is like more business related with high-end standard, and that's the only difference. In Ethiopia, it's more cultural thing.
When you say that, you say it in a sense where we're not fashion oriented.
No, I'm not saying that. But
no, meaning our stores.
Because
we're it's not like Europe, because in Europe everything is seasonal.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas you come here, you might see things that you've seen 5-6 years.
Exactly.
Here.
Okay. So the concept also, fashion changes every 2 weeks. In 2 weeks there is also new ideas, new inspiration, and brands are growing and do a lot of inspiration things. So in Ethiopia is more limited, I think. But that, which is okay, but
no, absolutely. What is your niche customer base in Europe?
At this moment, a lot of European people are buying our product because of the simplicity and the price point also, and also people who believe in Africa, who believe in the concept, who believe in the made in Africa product. That's the target group, and that's our customers.
I saw on your website that you raise awareness on various social issues you're passionate about. Could you give us some examples?
What we do and what we believe in our brand value is that we have to support, of course, because we are diasporan and coming to homeland and creating jobs, especially for women, and also being a part of economical development of the country. That is actually the social concept that we're working on. Made in Ethiopia by women, supporting the development of the country, and also the knowledge transfer. That's most important here in this concept. What we learn in Europe, to bring it to Africa, especially in Ethiopia, and teach the community and the mind of especially quality and all the rest of the service what we're doing, and the brand value concept.
So when you say quality, because this, I've always been thinking about when an entity from the outside comes. Now, in this case, it's you are teaching completely new concept, I should say, because you're based on quality.
Yes.
You want your quality shoes. So when you go to the places that you do, do you have somebody when they actually start production? Do you have somebody that does the quality control, that somebody actually hired by you that works in the factory, that goes around whenever they start producing new shoes, that goes around looking at how it's made, if everything is good or not, and how do you control that?
We developed in the past with experts from Europe, let's say a Bible, the guideline, how we
what is good and what's
bad. Exactly. Checkpoints for every details, and that we made that concept, and we gave them the factory. They have to follow that concept and the guideline, how the perfect product what we want should be. And that's the very important, as I told you, is like knowledge transfer that we are bringing here. And with that saying, we have a lot of a few teams here who's doing this job.
Brilliant. Now, You actually export these shoes.
Yes.
Even though it's locally made.
Yes.
Now, the factory that makes these shoes locally,
Yeah.
how much have they learned to the point where they incorporate what they've learned from you? Because this is knowledge, right?
Yeah.
How much of it do they incorporate on the shoes that they sell local?
That part, yeah, we didn't check and how they learn and the outcome of our input, but what I'm seeing is, like, as an example, one of the biggest customer from Germany, from us, they are giving us the quality check after they receiving our product. Every detail is checked there. If there is a glue, if there is a stitching problem, if there is some problems in the product, and there is detailed report they give us every season. So with that report, I go to the factory and I say, this happened from the previous product, and what can you do for the next order? So which way and what kind of solutions and ideas do you have from the product, from the previous report? So that's why we are giving this report to them, and then they are checking it, and yeah, I hope they use this kind of things.
But do they?
I think so. Yeah, I did.
Because well, you have to know, right?
Yeah.
You have to know
because
it is your shoes.
Yeah.
So let's say they make 200. How many of them out of the 200 do you reject?
The maximum that we getting at this moment is less than 5%, which means very good, because we are checking it from the start, from the selection of the leather and from preparation, and we are checking from the start. And the most factories that they do is like after finishing the product, and they will say, okay, this is rejected or it's not. So still, the rejected part is good for local market, of course, because of the price point and the people, nobody care yet, actually.
You see, that's what's so sad.
Yeah, yeah, it's all about price point, of course, yeah.
But I have a feeling, you know, regardless of, I am a consumer, right?
Yeah.
If I go to buy a pair of shoes, you know, some of us might go for price, some of us might go for style, and some of us might go for finishing.
Finishing, yeah, yeah.
You know
exactly,
what I mean?
True, yeah.
Because the finishing also tells you that this shoe is going to last for X amount of years or X amount of months.
Yes, exactly.
Now, when you spend 600 birr versus 1,000 birr, there's a lot of things in between that you are getting when you go for 6 and then what you're going to get for 1,000.
Exactly, yeah.
So to me, this, by the way, is in everything.
Yeah, true.
It also is in music.
Exactly.
Because a lot of people don't think that we deserve good music.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Very,
so same applies to
the product,
shoes or products or clothes.
True.
Why do people think that Ethiopia deserves less? Because somehow I feel like it's because our consumers don't know what good is.
Yeah.
But do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if as a customer I am taught when I'm going to a shop and they say, okay, there's two different styles. One is more expensive and one is less expensive. So you have two items for two different customers. But if the person that is buying the lesser item knows the difference between the lesser item and why the high brand or the high cost is costly, I have a feeling we'd like it. Don't you think?
Yeah.
So this goes to my next question, which is how much, it's still the same question actually, how much of what you have taught do they incorporate in what they actually sell to us for the customers local?
It is all about the mind and what you believe and what you want and product-wise, and local. Did you know that in Ethiopia, and yearly, the import value of shoes is like above 200 million USDs.
Wow.
That is very, very high at this moment.
High.
Because in Ethiopia, people believe everything is from abroad, of other countries, must be better than what we have in Ethiopia.
You see,
that is very sad, actually.
So we have to start changing that.
Yeah, exactly. So that is everything have to change, and everything start from psychological way and mind. What you believe and what you support. Yeah, I hope you understand my point.
I completely do, because you see, you are like you're selling very well, you're doing very well in Europe because you're an African brand.
Yeah.
And the rest of, so it's like a reverse.
Yeah.
So we consume theirs, they consume ours. They appreciate ours and we appreciate theirs. So it's time that we appreciate ourselves, I guess.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, exactly. Still, there is a lot, as I told you, we have to improve a lot of things in our product also. Still, I'm not happy to say a number of products still looks good and all, but at some point I'm not happy. But you have to be. You have to. That's because you will learn what can you do in the next year. So you have to keep learning from every year, every season. What can I improve for the next product of season collection?
You know, there are a lot of different Western brands that are actually producing locally.
Yeah.
So what are you doing differently to not just be another sweatshop?
What we do is like telling the story is very important because we are very proud that we are made it in Ethiopia. That is the story, because we see a gap in this market. As I told you earlier, especially in local, if people are saying, if I'm saying as made in Ethiopia, they are saying, whoa, shocked. Seriously? They don't believe that it's made in Ethiopia. And that concept is also same in Europe also. They are always surprised with the product that we are making here. So in the swap ways, being innovative and being also telling the story about the brand and about the product and where it made in a sustainability way, that we are pushing the African industry and especially in the leather and in the shoe business, making awareness of this concept.
And payment-wise, because that's also another issue, because a lot of people that come from abroad, I'm not saying you are in Ethiopian, which makes it very unique. You know what I mean? Because you are here to help your country, as opposed to a Westerner that comes and actually does have their products made here. They're solely here to make their products. So in paying, their employees, it could be in the way they are working. It could be a lot of different things that impairs these employees from doing what they should be doing because they're paid less and not really appreciated for what they're doing.
Exactly what you said. We are facing at this moment also in the factory. There is a lot of people are leaving the factory if they found a better job the other way. They are leaving. So they work like, let's say, 6 months. And they know how to make, they understand the quality standard, and suddenly they leave. And that means the factory need to replace them, and then you have to teach again a new person and the way we made, and that is the biggest challenge at this moment. So there is no, in my opinion, to be careful what I'm saying, there is no, how do you say it, employees treating and the concept that we want actually, and I
guess it's not your factory, so you can't say, okay, I'll pay you double what they're paying, so stay. You can't say that.
I can't say that, definitely.
So it is
that
payment.
Is very sad. It is payable. Everything is all about the amount of money that people are earning, and also they have to feel like, okay, this is my work, this is my job. I have to do it on a correct way, in a perfect way. As I learn in this concept, that is our.
Your ideas could be skipping around.
Skipping around, and let's see what the future will bring. And in the future, we are thinking also how can we solve this problem, and the employment, and of course, I said, supporting the women section, especially a lot of women are working in the factories. And,
are there more women or
more women? Yes.
There are more women.
Yeah, there are more women. Yeah.
In the shoe industry.
In the shoe industry,
that's
some
lovely.
of them is like 60-70% is that woman, especially in the stitching. This women are the higher rate.
I know after all this, you somehow now have come to the decision that you should have your own factory.
That's the future. Let's see what we can do, and I'm thinking how we can have improved this concept and to grow. Not only in Europe, but of course in local and also in Africa, especially in Africa and the rest of the world. We are working on that concept.
So how much does your cheapest shoe cost?
Cost at this moment, the cheapest is 140 euros. This is cheapest, and the expensive one is like almost 200 euro. Yeah.
So do you think it's viable to sell and add this for the average customer? Do you think that could work?
Yeah, there is niche market, niche target group that who can afford this product, who can believe, as I told you, and the whole concept and the quality wise and all. There is, but in mass product level, yeah, I don't think for a local market is made. Yeah, but which is still in Europe. We are saying always. People are saying, "Oh, this is very cheap," in this concept. The prices, but we have, mid-high level, but we are going to the better price point, especially at this moment. Everything is getting higher, so we will also add this also the price raising point. We're gonna add in the next season also.
So, what work have you done in a Pan-African context outside of Ethiopia?
This is an interesting question, actually. What we do at this moment is showing and worldwide saying it is also possible in Ethiopia, and especially in Africa. And some of materials are sourced from Portugal and Italy, and some of them are also from China, because we can't find it here. And in the future, we are seeing what is the possible, what we can do in Africa, the rest of Africa. All the supply chains should be in Africa, right. So this are all made in Africa. Yeah.
Can you give me an example of what you source from Europe and China?
Yeah, what we source from China is the shoebox, the paper, the wrapping paper, and some of the technical part of inside the shoes. The laces are from Europe. The elastics are also from China, and from this product, the sole is from Portugal, and also the laces, the webbing, the branding, they are also from Europe. But because we can't find it here locally, unless we can find it, but in a lower quality level. So that is very sad. But that's we should do everything. Yeah, in Europe.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is, now that we're talking about it, and the reason why I wanted you to point out what the items were that you actually resourced, you never know.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah.
Anybody that might even be watching this show from any part of Africa might be like, wait, I could help this brother.
Yeah. Oh, that would be amazing. That is my focus. That's our target also, to source everything from Africa and to say, proudly made in Africa. So that's my vision and our vision with everything. Everybody is involved in this team. So we have to source everything from the local. So that's the challenging part, but the future is bright.
We'll get there. We're planning on doing free trade, so we need to be able to have all these products locally.
Yeah, I believe definitely in that. Yeah.
Who are your heroes in Ethiopia?
I think everybody is heroes actually in certain concepts and ways. Especially people who is doing the best, and they are working daily to bring Ethiopia what she is at this moment, and the daily people who's working very hard here in Ethiopia to bring the life here. That's insane actually. And you can be also my hero, because you invited me here, because you believed in me, because you believed in our concept. Also, you are my hero also. And people in the factories, people I'm talking about here, who are giving me more motivations, those are my heroes. Yeah.
Italy has been the largest purchaser of our Ethiopian leather for decades. What is it about Ethiopian leather that's special?
Yeah, to be started is like the Ethiopia have the biggest cattle value in Africa. So in the meat industry and everything, Ethiopia has they are the biggest, and also because of the price point where we are in, that's very interesting for Italian market. So that is the biggest point that Italy came here to do the business. A price point and the largest cattle amount of in Ethiopia.
So we do have a lot of cattle. That
Yeah.
means we do have a lot of leather.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we kill the cattle for the leather.
Yeah, yeah. But it's I'm seeing what we're seeing in this concept is leather is and trash from meat industry. So when you slaughter a cow, yeah, the hide is going to be, yeah, where it's going to be. So we have to make something of it. So that's the concept actually, and then yeah, a lot of people a lot of tanneries having a lot of challenging because, as I told you before, the way of the cattle treated in his life way is very sad.
That's
and,
amazing.
Yeah, and after slaughter, yeah, the leather is going to be waste, and the bacteria and everything is challenging, for the tanneries. That's where we are facing at this moment problems, because we are seeing these defects and these issues when you are making the final product. At the last stage, you see this problem. So that's the challenge. Yeah.
What is the potential size of Ethiopian leather products export market globally? What's hindering its growth?
Yeah, the hindering, as I told you, is because of the tanning problems. I see a lot of customers that came here because of the price point and everything, but they are facing a lot of problems because of the quality issue, quality of the leather. Some people can enjoy the concept because of scratch, because of the effects and all, but some of them not. So at the end of the day, you will have a lot of wastage, and you buy it, but you can use it. That's the challenging part, and you have to be creative also to how can I make with that rejected part or some defect part, how can I make still a better product? Yeah, we are also working on that, and yeah, that is the challenging part. Yeah.
So just so our viewers could understand, basically, from how the cow was treated during its life on Earth, basically shows you whether that hide is good hide or bad hide.
Yeah.
Right? By being beaten, by different
insects,
different
diseases,
things.
and a lot of things. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That is very,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that is very eye-opener. I didn't know also. I have to, we are facing all the time this problem. So we are seeing, okay, what can we do in this? Because it is too big. It's very too big.
So in other words, we have to start treating our animals better.
Exactly, and the farmers. But it's a large concept, a large project of so. That is challenging here, very challenging, but let's hope in the future the farmers can understand the value of the hide, of the value of animal, and that can be reflected on later on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you can tell us your future plans.
Yeah, we have a lot of plans, bringing our product or concept in Europe, spreading also in US and also in Africa. That's the next point that we're gonna do, and the rest is like improving our product, telling the story more, and and better quality, a better product, and being of course example for the next generation, that for people believe in this concept and being inspired and who can do more in different ways. Doesn't have to be shoes, but you can do a lot in Ethiopia. So there is a lot of planning in what we have doing, but it's gonna be a surprise.
Brilliant. So now you being, I know, because we're showing shoes here, I know people are going to say, okay, where can I find a shoe?
Yeah.
And so you'd have to explain to the audience, so this is definitely an export.
Yeah.
And that at some point, we will be able to actually have your products.
Yeah. So we are thinking to expand this product of the availability of our product and locally. So we are working on it. It's a bit difficult because of the paperwork here, but we are working on it, and still we will give our product to local, of course. Yeah, within short time we will have our product in Ethiopia. Yeah.
So currently, it's only in Amsterdam.
Currently in Amsterdam, Germany, in France, and we are going to start in some of the shops in Italy also. So and also Scandinavian country, we are thinking to go there. But at this moment is three countries, and yeah.
It's still a big deal.
It's a big,
three
but still,
countries in Europe.
Yeah,
that is.
Yeah, that is definitely it. And it's also they are not small shops. They are the biggest department store in France, Paris, called Galeries Lafayette, who's believe in our product, and they are we are. I think a year ago we are a business in it, and also Germany, the largest online concept named Zalando. They are the biggest customers at this moment, and the rest is like in Amsterdam and small shops, concept stores. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So we have come to the end of our
Yeah.
wonderful conversation.
Yeah.
Now, you know, this is locally made, but sold internationally.
Yes. Yeah.
Whatever it is that you have that you think I haven't asked you and you think that our audience should know, this is your time to say it before we say our goodbyes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think the most things are been said, but what can I add is like believe in an African product and support the local economy, and to be a good country as in terms of making product, whatever it is. We have to believe in ourselves and our country and move forward. Yeah.
Beautifully said. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching us. We will see you next week at 4 p.m. on Saturdays on Arts TV. This is your host, Gazalorg Seifu. Have a lovely afternoon.